zerk around a bit for us?
Yeah.
Sometimes she behaves and plays. We'll see, it's a little warm in here. She'll do this game for quite a while. He's like, Mom, what are you doing? He's very much the strong guardian. He doesn't really understand play. In the backyard, when she gets excited and wound up like that, she'll buzz him and zoom by. And every once in a while, she tries to do the whole, I'm going to run into you. It looks like a little kid running into a wall. And you notice she stays just out of reach when I'm doing that and taunts me. There are days where she refuses to come back in the house, or she escapes the yard, and I'm chasing her down. She won't go far normally, but she will taunt me by staying just out of reach. And this is usually like a morning I'm in my pajamas and it's sleeting outside. And for about the last 2 years, Kuma has decided that it is his job when I'm frustrated chasing her. And what he was doing was kind of waiting for the, do I get her, Mom? Do I get her, Mom? Because he will, when I can't catch her, he will chase her down, shoulder check her, pin her to the ground, and stand over her until I can come catch her. She says I got hot. I got a fur coat on. She's a little low in her coat right now. Jamie brushed a small dog out of her before we came down to the kennel.
Gotta wait for the pack here.
But she waited until the middle of July to shed her winter coat. That's why she feels a little softer and more fluffy still. Noah shed his out a couple months ago. Smarter. One of the common questions we'll get asked is about what Akitas are used for nowadays. I'm going to go back to the mic. Sorry, my voice is still a little squeaky from Team Batman yesterday. But one of the common uses I mentioned throughout history was hunting. And just so we're clear, these were samurai guard dogs too. The samurai class also used them to hunt opponents in warfare. So the dog would track you down for the other team. As well as on the battlefield in warfare, an Akita would be trained to help you in large battlefield situations, because you turn the Akita loose to send them out after the opposing team's general. Now, one of the ways, if anybody's watched any of the old samurai war epics or studied Japanese history, the people in charge on each side signaled their troops with Japanese war fans. They trained the dogs to look for the war fans, and whoever had that fan or was signaling big motions with their arms, the Akita would go after that person and take them off their horse. Now, Japanese horses were only about 12 hands. They were about the size of Shetland ponies. So it was not that big a deal for one of the Akitas to launch themselves through the air and take out the guy on the horse. Kind of a scary thing. You're signaling your troops, and then there's a giant wolf dog that just knocked you down and is eating you. Now, as we've developed into non-warfare days, Akitas are still used as hunting animals for birds, for deer, for bears, but they are also used in search and rescue, that tracking and hunting instinct. Dogs can be trained, the Akitas can be trained for search and rescue. They're very agile, can balance and jump really well, so they work well, especially in avalanche type situations and earthquake zones. They are also used as therapy animals, which is how these two are trained and certified for going into children's hospitals, old folks' homes. They are used still in Japan in some of the hospitals because they are one of the dog breeds that's more sensitive, where they can sense oncoming seizures. They're very sensitive as seizure dogs. They're still trained in Japan and in this country as police dogs for attack, obviously with their size and stuff, and their loyalty, and it just kind of depends on which direction you take that socialization when they're a puppy. I know some people were very concerned for the convention when they announced that we were bringing in the Akitas, because they're like, oh my gosh, those are attack dogs. They can be, but these two are not. They're cute and fluffy and would rather lay down in the air conditioning than do much else. But that's a lot of different things that they can be trained for.